G'day, Kay. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you going?
Oh, great and grateful. Can't complain.
Well, fancy having to come on after those amazing speakers. It's pretty incredible what they had to say. Thank God I'm not in sales, is all I'm saying. But the
No,
hardest job on earth, I reckon.
yeah, it's a dog eat dog world in sales, but lots of words of wisdom, and I've seen some incredible stuff coming from the campaigns you've been doing, and you've got a lot to share in the world of marketing with the LinkedIn top marketing strategy voice branded on your page. If you wouldn't mind, Kay, there's a lot of people who might not know you and haven't been introduced yet. So if you could please introduce yourself, let us know why do you do what you do.
There's a really good reason why I do what I do. I don't work. It's basically what happens with me. I love LinkedIn. I've been a marketing strategist for 10 years. And I found with the platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I just didn't get it. I come from a corporate background, and I found that when I started to look at LinkedIn and how you can actually market organically on LinkedIn, I went, hey, this works. And so I spend my days working with small, medium, and large corporations, creating marketing strategies for them. And because you're dealing in three different size businesses, your marketing strategies are different. To give you an example, when you're talking with a very small business, it's predominantly you're talking about you as your brand. And as we know, we are our brand, but you work more on more brand awareness in regards to personal branding. When you're talking about a large organization, you start talking about culture, you bring the employees in, you start talking about ESG, global corporate responsibility, sustainability, modern slavery, what is their position on all of these things that people are concerned about now. Forget about the fact that with ESG, you've got your investment responsibilities to report on. There's also a LinkedIn responsibility to let your buyers know what your positioning is on these matters. So it's really, really interesting. You can do so much with LinkedIn, and when you do things where you actually use the assistance of ManyMangoes and you start running a messaging campaign, and I was absolutely stunned. I think I mentioned to you, Isaac, that whenever I look to do something else that I believe that I'm going to refer to my clients on, I want to trial it first. And, I'm the biggest doubting Thomas you can have. And so I said, yeah, all right, let's give it a go. And what I've found, what it basically was, or do you want to explain to people what it was?
The campaign, you go ahead, but no, you got some really great results. Why don't you talk about it? So why did you want to try it out? What did you see from it? How many proposals did you get out, and how long? Right? What can people apply the same thing themselves? Right?
Yeah,
Is
of
this
course they
something
can.
others can do?
Yeah, of course they
Let's
can.
share the wisdom. Let's make it practical.
Okay,
What can they do?
basically, as I'm sure a lot of us know, we make connections, and when you make a connection on LinkedIn, two things happen. One is you make it with the hope that somebody they know will become a buyer of what you have to offer. But what happens as over the years you grow your LinkedIn network, they become sleepy, and you really don't know so much who's in the group anymore, or how much gold you have within your LinkedIn connections. So this was a great way to wake everybody up. And unfortunately, I have colleagues that are on there that are marketers, and unfortunately they got a marketing campaign at them, but so be it. What it did is basically I sent out a message via the LinkedIn messaging. Now, you have to be a premium user to be able to do it, as far as I'm aware. And basically it just said, look, I've created this LinkedIn audit for you because that's what I specialize in. Would you like me to send it to your email, which you get off their LinkedIn profile, or send it direct here to LinkedIn? And I got an amazing result. So that basically turns a cold connection into a warm lead, and the positive response was 1 in 4. So my biggest problem now is there's not enough hours in the day to actually respond to everybody as quickly as I'd like to. I will get to everybody, but it was amazing. And that was in, I think we did that within 3 weeks. And they're still going. I've got another couple tonight.
So hang on. So the idea is, just to make it really clear for everyone. So I would imagine every single person who's listening right now would have loads of people that they're connected with that they've never talked to.
Yep.
And that have never talked to them. Right.
Yeah.
And so you set up a campaign to engage with those people saying, hey, I want to give you this free audit, right? And I'll analyze everything about your page. You don't have to do anything, just check it out. And in that audit, you've got a proposal, you've got details of your services as well. And so you've been running it for how long? 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
How many proposals have you got out so far?
I've got 44 sitting there to do.
44 proposals sent out in 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
Can you compare, how would this compare with any other campaign you've run? Have you ever got that many proposals out?
I don't even get that result on paid advertising.
Right. Awesome. All right. So what's next? So now that you've got some value out of your existing network, what are you going to do to capitalize on it? How are you going to make sure that you can stay engaged and keeping the people warm? What's next?
Well, you know now that these are the people that are looking at LinkedIn. Keep in mind, I'm a LinkedIn specialist. That says, oh, I think there might be something that I need to do on LinkedIn. And because I optimize LinkedIn profiles, that's the first thing you have to do if you want to succeed in LinkedIn. You know, they're the potential clients that I will keep in contact with, that they'll receive something from me. I will then do a follow-up and probably a follow-up from that. But at least they know now what's available.
Amazing. All right. So how could you recommend to someone, like what would be the messaging that you'd recommend to someone that they could use so that they can potentially get value from their network? What can a listener do right now to get value from their existing network?
Well, they need to work out what their offering is.
Work out your offering.
Okay, so they need an offering. It needs to be what we call a Godfather offering. So it needs to be something that's too good to refuse.
Too good, can't refuse it. Okay. And yours is like a comprehensive LinkedIn audit.
Yeah, from specialist.
Love it. All right. So you figure out you've got this Godfather offer, you've got all these connections that have never heard from you. And what do you say to them? How do you get that message across? Be
genuine. Just say, look, you know, it may be even the scenario of saying, look, I know that we haven't spoken in a while. However, I wanted, you know, to offer this to you, whatever that Godfather offer is. And then from that say, look, this is also what we're doing at the moment. Let me know if you'd like more information. Because LinkedIn has its own, there's a couple of things with LinkedIn. You get a better success rate going through LinkedIn than you do sending an email. Your open rate is a lot higher. Okay, so they know that it's not, LinkedIn doesn't do spam. So they know that it is something that they perhaps need. And information is power. So yes, I'll find out what you have to offer. And you know, as we all know, nobody needs you till they need you. It's a timing. You know, it might be a timing on that the payment isn't enough. It might be a timing that they don't have the money right now. But they still need it. You know, marketing is a long-term game. And one of the saddest things I find is that when you have a client that's had marketing and you've been doing their marketing for a long period of time and they go through a sales slump, the first thing that they let go is marketing. And it takes such a long time to get their momentum up on all of your marketing mix. And I mean online and offline. That to just drop it. And on the other side of it with marketing, people go, oh, I need sales. We'd better get marketers in. Well, we're not miracle workers. It takes a plan and it takes time because you have touch points and you have anything from 8 to 12 touch points within a customer journey. And part of those customer touch points are them seeing your LinkedIn posts. So if you're not posting at least 3 times a week, you are missing out on touch points. Couple of things with this that helps with LinkedIn as well. Any new connection you make on LinkedIn, they see everything you do for the next 2 weeks. So if you're not posting, you're not front of mind. They're not going to remember you. So if you're going to do a campaign like this, get all your ducks in a row, make sure that you're posting at least 3 times a week. Make sure that when that potential client has posted something that you comment. Nobody comments. So guess what? You're going to be seen. Show up and be counted is basically what we need to do on LinkedIn.
Amazing. How do a lot of people are like camera shy, or there feels like a bit of a leap of faith when you go and post something on LinkedIn, right? Like it's this imposter syndrome a lot of the time, right? And so trying to come up with the right content can be challenging. So how could you recommend somebody dips their toes in, comes up with some ideas that are maybe less intimidating, or something that, could be maybe more value, or easier for the readers to digest, or something that can help people get their edge into consistent content?
There's a couple of things here that I guess it comes it's a great segue from sales. What is the worst thing that can happen? Are you going to burst into flames? Or is somebody just going to say no? And they're not saying no to you, they're saying no to your product. It's like if you're at a cafe and the waitress comes over and says, would you like another coffee? And you say no. Does she sob and break down, or does she just say, oh, they don't want a coffee? You've got to put your head in a place that you're offering a service or a product. It's not personal. And if they get personal, you don't want to deal with them anyway. You can block them on LinkedIn. So,
right.
You're in there to offer a service that or product that that is absolutely fantastic and that will help and take their pain away or give them a solution. So have a think about who your customer is. What is the solution that you're bringing to the table for them? Another thing that LinkedIn has, which is really, really good when you start optimizing the company page, is that you can list 5 competitors. And this is a really, really good trick. So I told you I love LinkedIn. So one of the things that you can do is that you can actually spy on your competitors. And so you can see, A, who their customers are, because they're the customers that might comment. Or secondly, you can see what posts on LinkedIn they're doing well. Analyze those posts. And, what is it? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. If they've got the secret to it and they're succeeding well, start copying. Not word for word, that's plagiarism, but get the same sort of idea and the same sort of tone, and that will help you.
Super helpful. Super helpful. All right. Well, Kate, any other words of wisdom, practical tips that we could give some of these viewers? What can people do today to get value tomorrow?
Okay. The biggest thing you can do is optimize your LinkedIn profile. 49% of 1 billion people do not have an optimized profile. If your profile isn't optimized, the algorithm is not going to send anything through to people that you don't know, or even within your own group. So you have to optimize your profile. Have a great banner that's about you for your own profile. Company banner should be about the company. A great picture that covers 60% of the profile, which is of you, not your logo, not the picture of a cat or a dog or whatever it may be that you fancy. This is business. And in your heading, you need to state exactly what you do and what problem you solve.
I help X do Y through Z.
Correct.
Now, after this session, is it possible that people contact you and perhaps get a LinkedIn audit of their own? Can they maybe get Kay's words of wisdom applied to themselves?
Yep, absolutely. I will give that free of charge.
Amazing. So anyone watching, if you go to mangomagic.manymangoes.com and then click ask a question, say, hey, can I have can I have Kay's LinkedIn audit, please? Right? Or freebies. There's a section called freebies. Apply for the freebies. You'll get Kay's LinkedIn audit. Kay, we appreciate you and everything you do. Always full of great wisdom, and so glad to hear the campaign's going so well. Dozens of
yeah, I'm grinning from ear to ear.
no, you're awesome. Keep up the great work.